And good evening, my dearest kapamelas. Happy Saturday, everyone. I hope you are enjoying your weekend so far. At kung nasaan ka man sa mundo, isang pagbati ng magandang umaga, magandang hapon, tanghali, gabi sa inyong lahat. Grabe, ang kamay ko nanginginig. I'm so nervous because I'm really excited for tonight's episode. This woman that we are about to talk to and have a conversation with has a special place in my heart, and I'm very excited to finally have an intimate, bold, and personal conversation with her. Sabi nga natin, every Saturday, it's threesome night, and I hope this has become your Saturday night habit rather. Dahil dito, simple ang kwentuhan, pero ang usapan, melaman. Ako po si Miss Mela, and welcome to Threesome. Once again, happy Saturday, my dearest kapamelas. Welcome to Threesome, lalo na sa ating 103 viewers tonight on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Kumu. Ayan, kailangan na nating i-on ang Kumu dahil sa sobrang excited ko ay hindi natin na-go live pero makakasama natin ang ating mga friends on Kumu tonight. You know what? Today is such a blessing. I didn't expect that our guest tonight would say yes. Because when I was a teenager, I just look up to her and tell myself, I want to be her. She's one inspiration in which, kumbaga sa kanya ko nakikita yung ideal woman that I want myself to be. And little did I know that I will be able to meet her in person. I will be able to work with her. And most importantly, I will be able to establish a meaningful relationship with her. 10 years ago, I became her writer for her talk show on ABS-CBN called Simply Casey. It was my very first show on ABS-CBN as a writer. And now it's 2020, 10 years after, we are meeting once again. And it's a new me. And it's her first time to see me as Mela. Mga kapamelang ngayong gabi, ako, ikaw, at si Miss Casey Concepcion. Good evening, Casey!
Hi, Queen Mela! Alam mo, naiiyak ako sa'yo. You have come into full bloom. And, you know, when they told me that you wanted me to be on your show, I really had to say yes. There was no way na hindi ako pupunta dito at hindi ko makikilala ang Queen Mela ng 2020. So,
Wow.
Thank you for having me. Wow!
And thank you so much for saying yes. Thank you, Mark.
Hello. So you froze. Hello?
Hello? Ayan. So mga kapamela, muli po tayong magbabalik. Ayan, meron lang pong technical difficulty as of this moment. Pero sa sobrang excitement, I guess, nagkaroon lang tayo ng konting glitch. But Casey will be back soon. And she's now here with me. I'm just waiting for her. Grabe, ang kaba ko tonight. I am just really excited. At ang dami kong tanong, ang dami kong gustong malaman tungkol sa kanya. And now she's here again.
Sobrang excited
Yes.
natin dalawa.
Sobrang excited
na.
Correct. Ayan. Case, again, thank you for saying yes.
I love
It
you.
means a
I
lot to
know
me.
ang dami ng iba rin yung pinagsamahan natin sa Simply Casey and sa Star Circle Quest kids, 'di ba? You were my writer there then, SEQ.
Yes, SEQ. We were in 3 shows: Simply Casey, SEQ, and The Buzz.
And the Buzz,
Three
yes.
three important shows that
Oh my
I've
God.
spent with you, and those were meaningful moments. And now, 10 years after, here we are.
You're here. I'm so happy to meet you, the Queen Mela that I knew from the very beginning. Girl, from the moment pumasok ka sa dressing room ko, sabi ko talaga, hi, Queen.
Trivia lamang po, mga kapamela. Casey was the first one to acknowledge me as Queen Mela. At
Yes, 10 years
nakatatak po
ago.
yan. 10
Di
years
ba?
ago.
Hindi ka pa ganyan. Papunta ka pa lang doon. Pa-bloom ka pa lang, alam ko na.
Did you ever know that I was really a woman inside?
I just knew. We never talked about it, but I just knew. Your eyes, the way you look at me, at saka meron kang moments na, okay, pag nagbe-brief tayo, sorry, ang daming nagte-text sa akin, paano ba i-mute to? Anyway, so pag
It's okay. I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, pag binibrief mo ako for the show, pag after nun, meron ka pang patwi, may kembot ka talaga, tapos nalalabas mo siya when you're with me, tapos pinipigilan mo. Kasi mag-showtime na, tapos you were leaving. Parang, for some reason, nung time na yun, parang, I just knew that you
And
were,
thank you.
yeah, and
Thank you.
I'm really happy for you, girl. I really love speaking to you, the real you, diba? And getting to know you again. I mean, it's been what 9, 10 years since we worked together, since Simply Casey and SEQ and the Buzz. But my gosh, it really feels like yesterday in a way, but also not.
I know, and this is our full circle. And 10 years have passed. I know we've changed for the better. Looking back, in terms of the changes within you, how do you see yourself now comparing to the Casey you were 10 years ago? Who is Casey now?
Well, the Casey you knew is still the Casey that I am today, except that I think like my playfulness is still there, my love for learning about people is still there, yung conversations, getting to know the world through different people is still there. But obviously, I think I'm a lot more secure and confident in who I am because you realize nobody's perfect. You don't have to be, you just have to be, it's really true. You have to be the best version of yourself. People say it all the time, but it really is true. Like you can't, as long as you've worked hard, you work hard and you really care for the people around you. You just really have to fight for, who you are and not allow somebody to dictate who you are in a negative way. And for me, I'm very sensitive to name calling. And I used to really tremble when somebody would name call me. But these days, it's like, diba? Kasama mo ba ako? Kasama ba kita nung pandemya, nung na-ECQ tayo at nagkaka-anxiety attack ako dahil mag-isa lang ako? Wala ka doon, diba? Kasama ba kita nung nagka-dengue ako sa ospital at gumaling na ako at lahat? Wala ka naman doon, diba? Nung na-heartbroken ako, kasama ba kita nun? Wala ka nun. So you don't have any right to make me feel less than who I really work hard to be. So, and I think when I see you, I see that, all of the things you've probably been through in the last 10 years, like it's really important to just be the best version of yourself. Don't hurt anybody.
And people are telling right now, you are very, very beautiful. You are radiant. And they are telling me, ang ganda-ganda ni Casey Concepcion, ang ganda niyang magsalita. Sabi ni Star Mangahas, blooming a lot. Sabi ni Jenny de Mesa, sabi ni Kirk Nayona, ang ganda. Yun lang ang sinasabi nila. Probably it's really because the beauty inside of you is really reflecting and we are seeing it right now.
Mela,
I know that
namiss ko tong boses mo na yan, the way you speak. Namiss ko to.
Maraming salamat. Thank you. I didn't know that I have that impact within you. It's only up until now that I am realizing this. Maraming salamat because you're my idol. When I was in high school, I wanted to be you. Ang dami mong elements na sa tingin ko, sabi ko gusto kong maging Casey Concepcion from your debut sa NBC 10, yung billboard mo sa Human, to Paris to Pinas, sabi ko, ang sarap siguro maging Casey Concepcion. Ang tanong ko talaga, wala bang problema si Casey? Doesn't Casey have any problem?
Yan ang mahiwagang tanong. Yan talagang iniisip ng marami kapag nakakakita sila ng perfect Instagram, kapag nakakakita sila ng perfect OOTD. But I think, all of us naman, like ako, my family is not perfect. I'm not, di ba, hindi naman perfect yung mga pinagdadaanan. Hindi nga lang kami reality show na parang lahat kailangan talagang pag-usapan. Pero nobody's perfect and it's so important to just be yourself. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have raw moments and real moments and moments na, wow, akala ko, kayang-kaya ko to, akala ko, alam mo yun, pero hindi pa pala. Ang dami ko pa palang hindi alam. Ang dami ko pa palang kailangan matutunan sa mga tao. But at the same time, nakikita mo rin kung gaano ka na naka-grow, kung ano na yung mga pagkakamaling nagawa mo na parang, alam ko na yan. Hindi mo na masasabing naive ako. Kasi pinagdaanan ko na yon, hindi ko ginusto, and natuto na ako. So, marami akong ganon, promise. Love life pa nga lang, di ba, nakikita naman ng mga tao yung mga naging boyfriend ko. And thank God we're all still friends, But in my career, in my love life, in family life, hindi nga lang ako yung type na mag-share ng dirty secrets or mag-share ng lahat. Like, as in, kahit masira na yung isang tao, kwento ka pa rin ng kwento. I'm not that type. So sometimes, quiet lang ako kasi I'm very sensitive din ako. Parang pag sobrang sakit na, parang natatameme na lang ako. Yung I can't speak, speechless. Parang sa sobrang hurt na nafe-feel ko, hindi ako makapagsalita. Hindi ko ma-express yung mga nasa mind ko, yung mga gusto kong sabihin, hindi ko maintindihan yung nararamdaman ko. So pag tumatahimik ako, alam ko na malalim talaga, tagos talaga sa puso. So nobody sees that side. But I think the people who have followed me, the people who truly are with me sa adventures ko in life, they can tell. Even if I don't say anything, they know. Kaya thankful din ako.
And I think that quiet moment is very important on your end because it lets you look at yourself, look at your inner voice, listen to your inner voice, and analyze what's happening within you, what's happening around you. When these happen, do you cry? Umiyak ba sa Casey Concepcion?
Hindi ba? Minsan nga hindi ko mapigilan. Kahit sa harap ng milyon-milyong katao, nahihiya na nga ako eh. Pero I'm very transparent. I always say my favorite feature, siguro, I was recently asked this by a makeup brand, what's your favorite feature on your face? And I always say, I think now that you've asked me that question, it's my eyes. Because I feel a lot. I really feel a lot. And I'm very sensitive to my surroundings. So even if I can't say it, my eyes say it all. So, yun. And that's how I also knew you. Because whenever I'd look at you, I'd say, there's something about Mela.
And maybe it's really because of our sensitivity that we connect. I know how you feel inside because I'm very sensitive as well to the things of people around me. And speaking of sensitivity, I know you're also in touch with your emotions. Looking through the things that you've done in the past, in terms of moving on from the heartbreaks, whether it be romantic or about career or about anything about your life, what's the most important thing about you that you always bring with you na hindi mawawala kay Casey sa kabila ng sakit sa pusong nararamdaman?
Pag-move on, hindi illegal at hindi bawal mag-forgive at mag-move forward at mag-let go. Kasi may mga taong sobrang hilig mag-nurture ng pain. May mga taong talagang pinapatagal nila yung pain, pinapatagal nila. Pero ako, I've learned to really just allow, just because itong particular thing na to naka-burden sa'yo, naka-pampabigat sa'yo for the longest time, it doesn't mean na yun yung default mode mo lagi when it comes to that topic or that person. Minsan, pagising mo sa umaga, okay ka na. Mararamdaman, si Ate Juday nagsabi sa akin ito eh. Babe, sabi niya, wag mo nang isipin yun. Alam mo, darating, ikaw yung tipong tao na darating na lang sa'yo yun, na biglang pagising mo, mararamdaman mo na lang yun sa'yo na willing na akong mag-risk. Willing na akong mag-move on. Willing na akong hindi napansinin yun. Okay na ako. Iniyak ko na. Napagdaanan ko na. Natakot na ako. At lahat. Dadating na lang yun sa parang maka-feel mo na lang. Yun yung sabi niya. So,
at kapag... Sige, go ahead.
So, may mga tao kasi na parang, alam mo yung naka-program na yung mind nila na kapag meron kang kinaiinisan or meron kang hindi gusto na tao or isang bagay, parang naka-program na sa'yo na tuwing mag-show up yun, parang ito yung reaction ko. Okay, ito na, nandito na ako sa mode na to na ayoko lang siyang kausap. Ayoko siya pansinin. Ayoko. May mga ganun na parang, forever pa to. Parang, illegal bang mag-move on? Bawal bang parang maging happy na lang at maging okay na lang? Parang, yun. And I think adaptability and also yung quality ng parang parang happy ka lang kasi din on the inside, diba? There are things na parang hindi na worth it na magalit ka, hindi na worth it na parang hanggang ngayon ganun yung reaction mo. Parang kailangan naman may maiba after a while, di ba? Ganun.
And given this, na sinasabi mo, mahalaga sa'yo ang forgiveness at mahalaga sa'yo yung moving forward and moving on. Let's say, with your exes, can you say that you can be friends with them?
Mahalaga ha. Pero it doesn't mean na parang ipapalipasin mo lang lahat yon. Nako, hindi ako nakakalimot. Hindi ako nakakalimot. Tsaka ako, when I love talaga. Kahit friend, kahit family member, sinaspoil ko pa nga yung iba. Sabi sa akin ng mga tao, sinaspoil ko yung mga love ko sa buhay ko. Pero pag may nangyari, parang willing akong mag-forgive, okay ka na, pero hindi ako nakakalimot. Kahit nakasmile ako sa harap mo, alam ko yung ginawa mo at pinaramdam mo sa akin, unless nakikita ko talaga na that person is willing to start again and really means it and works towards making it a even better friendship or relationship after. Maaamoy mo rin yun, masasense mo rin yung sincerity nun pag ganun, diba?
So, merong friendship. Oo nga eh. And I like that. That's very human. And I think maraming nagsasabi sa akin na yes, you can forgive, but please do not forget because you learn from them. You learn from those experiences.
Yeah,
at ito yung mga bagay na... Go ahead.
They'll feel lang na parang, okay lang yan, kaya mo yan kasi mabait naman yan eh. Pero no, don't mistake yung ibang tao. Akala dahil mabait, hindi na-observe yung mga bagay-bagay.
Totoo. Alam mo, naniniwala ako na ang mabait can only get you somewhere. Mas mahalaga ang maging mabuting tao kaysa maging mabait. Kasi iba yung pag sinasabing mabuti. Sorry?
May difference nga yun, di ba?
Yes,
iba yung mabait na tao sa mabuting tao. May difference.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
Natutunan ko. Pero totoo, I remember having a conversation like that with someone na sabi ko, itong taong to, mabait minsan, pero hindi mabuting tao. Meron akong kakilala na ganun na parang hindi siya mabuting tao, pero ang bait niya. Pwede talaga.
Iba kasi yun. Ikaw yung type of person you can read aura. Yung you can feel na parang itong taong to, I think, mabuti siyang tao. Or itong taong to parang nagpapanggap lang siya. Are you that type?
Alam mo, ang isa sa mga kasalanan ko dati, malakas ang kutob ko, pero nagpapadala ako dati. Yeah, meron akong kutob and may parang something na hindi ka 100%, pero bakit mo naman pakikialaman, ganun siya. So, I think, yes, in a way, naging sensitive na lang din ako sa ganun. Kaya din I don't always, I'm very picky in a way. Picky pa. Pero totoo, picky ako minsan sa time ko eh. Kasi, ano rin eh, nakaka-absorb din ako ng energy. Parang minsan, pagod ako. Parang wala naman sinasabi yung tao, pero parang gulong-gulo ka. Di ba yung ganun? But
At salamat
meron
kasi
parang, ang gaan lang ng loob mo sa kanya. Like, no pressure, pero parang, okay tong taong to. Super okay tong taong to. Ganun na. Ikaw, ganun. Are you like that?
yes, ako ganun ako. I can sense aura. Parang
Wow.
merong mga times kasi na parang nasa dating talaga if they are kumbaga parang sincere. So yung
Yeah.
sincerity na babasa mo eh. Kung merong iba kasi na calculated at merong iba na parang nang-aabuso, merong intention, may palalim na intention. So I'm very
Yeah.
careful and cautious of that.
Yeah.
Kaya pinapahalagahan ko yung sensitivity. Kaya very important yun yung sinabi mo sa akin kanina that you are a very, very sensitive person. Kasi that's power. I see that as
Wow,
power. Do you?
really?
It is power. Not everyone is
Ano yung
sensitive.
power?
Kasi parang ito yung time na parang you also parang it gives you, it allows you to be empathetic with other people. So it's the way to feel empathy. So nararamdaman mo yung nararamdaman nila. At dahil nararamdaman mo yung nararamdaman nila, alam mo rin kung paano gumalaw. So pag nalulungkot sila, do you comfort them? Do you cry with them? Pag nagagalit sila, do you also stay quiet at papahingahin mo muna sila? Pag hindi ba sila sincere sa'yo, teka muna, distansya muna tayo.
True.
So I think that's
Totoo yung
power.
sinasabi mo. It's really true, yeah.
So,
Okay.
umiiyak si Casey, sensitive si Casey, at meron siyang moments of learning. Given that you are in your most mature right now, and I can say you've grown, you've really, really grown inside of you. If there's one thing that you want to tell young women right now in their 20s who are exploring the world, what is one lesson that you want to tell them?
Oh, wow. I would say don't be afraid of people and situations that, you're parang nagtetensing body mo. Just really, of course, take care. Always be street smart in any way that you can. Read up. But I think the most important is to just be, don't be judgmental when you meet a person or when you go to a different place. Because you're entering somebody else's space and you're entering somebody else's territory. It's not all about you. You're entering somebody else's space and territory, and you have to have an opening of, hey, what can I learn from this person? Diba? When you talk to them, it's not all about you. A lot of the time, kasi when we judge or when we criticize right away, it's really more because you're afraid of criticism and you've been judged before. So it really says more about you than it does about the place, more about you than it does about the person. So yun, I think it's just more of like, kasi Pinoy, tayo mga Filipino, diba, parang we have a tendency then sometimes to criticize na if we feel different from them, open for criticism na yon. Parang actually we tell people na ay ang racist naman ni ganyan, bakit ganun racist? Sometimes we can be din na like super, 'di ba? Like pero we don't realize it because it's us lang. Pero when you really think about it, it's a different feeling when you go out into the Western world, for example. There's more flexibility with getting to know different cultures, different, and I think Filipinos are becoming more open for sure. And hopefully that continues, diba? So when you go out, meet a new person, travel to a different place, try and be in the mindset of, hey, what do I have to learn from that? Instead of, oh, it's this and it's that, and you're diba? Parang just try, and you'll see that it's interesting. The world is interesting.
You're
That's what
maturing.
I'm
Go ahead, continue.
Churo and chika kasi. Na-excite sila sa'yo. Anyway,
Go lang.
yeah, yun. And I think, we're so connected but also so disconnected. That like, that's the forever parang that's a forever debate that we're so connected yet so disconnected. And don't forget humanity. Don't forget the human touch. Don't forget meeting face to face, doing things for each other. I mean, pre-COVID, diba, we would always like be open to dinners and visiting each other and each other's houses. And there's still something so different with that kind of connection of just spending time. So just that human, like, hey, how are you? Like, look at the person in the eye. Ako, big issue sa akin pag parang kinakausap mo ako pero di mo ako tinitingnan. Tingnan mo ako sa mata. Kasi sometimes the eyes say more than the words. So, parang, for me, it's that connection to just never lose that want to talk. Never lose that want to feel what the other person is feeling or wants to say. It's not all about ano lang. Well, masaya rin naman umaura-aura. Never to forget, diba, to build relationships.
Tama. Meaningful relationships are very important. I can really sense your maturity right now, Case.
Maturity.
But yes, oo, ang daming wisdom naming nakukuha sa iyo. In fact, marami tayong viewers ngayon na talagang humahanga. Such a smart woman, sabi ni Sensen Tamayo.
Thank you,
and
girl.
Then sinasabi ni April Gem, our conversation is really, really good. At meron ding nagsasabi, si Glaidel, sabi niya, Miss Universe ba to? Ang ganda ng tanungan at sagot ni Ate Case. Diba?
Show kasi kami, galing kasi kaming talk show. Nagkatrabaho kami ni Mela nung mga talk show days. So, ito talaga gusto namin in life.
Ang magchikahan, actually inside the dressing room, ang ginagawa namin ni Casey ay nagkukwentuhan kami about life, learnings in life, yung mga moments na nasaktan ako, nagsabi rin ako sa kanya na I'm heartbroken. I think at one point umiyak ako sa harap niya, and that's one moment that I will never forget. Yung parang nag-open up ako sa iyo. So, parang may Sorry.
Kadalasan pag nag-uusap tayo, di ba, I'm always looking at you sa salamin kasi mini-makeupan ako ni Carmi. So pag mini-makeupan niya akong ganyan, tapos kausap kita sa salamin ko kasi di kita matingnan ng ganon.
Correct. Pero yung salamin na yun, that's our connection. Yun yung doon tayo nagko-connect, because I do understand you're doing your makeup, syempre I also have to adjust as your writer, pero yung communication natin, I think swak na swak yun sa atin. Kaya nararamdaman ko yung sense of maturity that you've grown and you've learned so much, and the wisdom that you exude right now, it matters to us, it matters to me. Kaya ngayon gusto kong malaman, at your age, may insecurities ka pa ba?
Oo naman. Malaman. Malaman ang oo naman.
Oo, ang laman ng oo. If it's not too much to ask, could you tell us, could you open your heart to us and let us know one insecurity that you have right now at your age?
I mean, during the quarantine, it was super open to, ha? And I think alam nyo naman to. Parang, I really kasi, parang I grew up na takot sa marriage, takot minsan sa lalaki, ganun. Parang feeling ko, bago nila ako iwan ko muna sila. O ako na mauna. That was my 20s, I was never ready to settle down. Even in my even now in my early 30s, it's like I like, and it wasn't until the lockdown, um the global pandemic, that I really always say, wow, now I know the value of having a partner. Now I know the value of having a good partner, a boyfriend, or in the future a husband. Because in a situation like this, if you don't live with your family anymore, it would be nice to have an equal be with you at home, to somebody to lean on. So I think, of course, that for one is something that I knew in my whole 20s. It was like, ooh, I mean, maybe I was heartbroken, okay, and I thought, he was the one, and then I went through a very public breakup, and that was, I think, a milestone. It was a very pivotal moment, as any big heartbreak of any girl would be. So I think it was really more of like, in my whole 20s, I was always just trying to prove, like, that, oh, like, I can stand alone, like, oh, diba, I don't want to get hurt, so I'm okay. And then I guess, and when I hit 30, 31, 32, it's like, then you realize, okay, maybe it is time to just settle down already. And I think that's one of the things that, it's not really an insecurity, but something I think about, that it hit me later than the average girl. Maybe because my parents were split up, maybe because my parents have remarried, maybe because I just was so focused on my career. I'm like the self-actualizing person that always wants to be better, and I always grew up feeling less, for I don't even know why. I grew up feeling like I wasn't good enough. I don't even know why. So it's like, in my whole 20s and my early 30s, it's like, am I good enough yet? Am I enough yet? And then you realize you are enough, more than enough. And if you know that you've been good to yourself, and you try always to be kind to yourself, then that's a big achievement on its own. Because you have to be kind to yourself, and know yourself, diba? Like, okay, I wasn't so great there. Hindi ako masyadong okay dun nung ginawa ko yun. But then you realize, I will be better. Diba? Parang, if you're able to forgive yourself, and you're able to know yourself, then you can be anything. People like you, of all people, diba, nag-transform. And
Yes.
you're like, this is it, Mela, and that's it every day. This is it, Christina, every day. It's just that. So may mga tao, wala silang pakialam. Every day is the same.
Mhm.
Yung pinag-uusapan niyo, pakalalim naman pinag-uusapan niyo, di ba? Parang, but for me kasi, parang meaningful lahat, parang I just very lang kasi, cinematic siguro yung tingin ko with life. I like to
Mhm.
curate my life. I like my life to be cinematic din in a way, di ba? Kasi laking pelikula naman din tayo.
Correct. Oo. Pero, sa tingin mo, masama ba yun to look at life in a cinematic, romantic manner, in a fairy tale-like manner? Do you think that's wrong?
Kung totally wala ka na sa realidad, di ba? Pero kung like, I don't think there's anything wrong with a touch of fantasy. I always live my life with so much charm. Like, I like having a charmed life, even if I have to make it.
Mhm.
So,
Sabi
I like it.
Sabi nga nila, parang, sorry?
Why make life boring?
Correct. Correct. Life shouldn't be boring. So we should live it through the heartaches, through the pains, through the victories. And you are a testament. You are a testament of how life should be lived. We've seen you. You've been very public. And I saw your roller coaster ride. That's why when you're telling me right now that you're at this time in which you feel like I want to be with someone. And for a person who's never been in a relationship and who also wants to be loved and feel love, give love, I can totally relate with you. It's something that I want for myself as well. Na
And you
parang,
know,
kailan,
in my relationships, like you're in it, and like you look back, and ako, whoever I've been with, each one, it's not even the same. And yeah, like there's maybe one, or maybe at most two that are really, really like still here, alam mo yun. But it's really nice to just you say, hey, like next time, diba? Like let's make it happen. Like enough being afraid, enough being scared, enough of like wanting to always run away. And I think that's where you open up to possibilities, to new possibilities, especially during a pandemic like this. It's like we need inspiration, we need to inspire each other, and we also need to feel supported and loved and taken care of. Because if anything happens, we'll be there for you. Diba? So, mas malalim na yung tingin ko ngayon sa relationships. Kasi dati parang, adjust ka sa akin, diba? Kasi busy ako eh. Busy ako sobra. Please adjust, help me deal with my busy, nakaka-pressure schedule. But now that we're all like, okay, kind of equal, kind of in the same, at the same pace, diba? Parang na-slow down ng pandemic yung mundo in a way. Parang napaisip ako na, wow, walang pressure ngayon. Dapat hindi ka pressure yung sarili mo sa mga panahon ngayon. And dahil kahit papano yung pressure umaangat, nawawala. Parang naiisip mo na, wow, like, I will never take anyone for granted. Diba? And makikita mo who is meant to be in your life and who is not talaga. Kung sino yung pampabigat, wag na.
Let them go. Let them go. Yes, they don't deserve to be in your circle.
Yeah, yung nakaka-happy, yung hindi naman, alam mo yun, hindi naman laging happy, pero like yung, yung parang ang gaan, it's worth it to have this person around, na naka-add siya ng value sa buhay ko. Yun yung masarap i-keep.
I'm curious right now, does someone inspire you? And meron ka bang parang, okay, ito. Parang okay itong i-add sa buhay ko. May added value to sa buhay ko.
Yeah, meron akong mga nakilalang new friends during the quarantine, which is so weird. Like, parang ang dami kong biglang bagong nakilala during this time. I mean, since siguro nag-open na like April, May, June, July, August, ganun. Parang ang dami kong new friends. And, hindi, totoong friends like new friends talaga na pumasok sa buhay ko na parang, wow, like, ang dami kong natututunan. And some of them are actually people I've invited sa Kitchen Collabs, yung cooking show ko on Instagram Live. Like, these are people na natatawagan ko na parang, tulungan niyo naman ako, turuan niyo naman ako magluto. Kahit simple things like that lang, di ba? Na parang, turuan niyo nga ako, ano ba kasing gagawin ko dito? Sorry, thank you for your patience, pero please ha, parang, kailangan ko talaga ng help. So, yung mga tao na pwede mong malapitan for help and alam mong hindi ka iiwan, yun talaga. Wow! na, simula ng quarantine.
Ang tanong ng bayan, grabe, ang wisdom ngayon ni Casey, papunta na siyang wife material. So, are you ready to settle down?
I think so. Of course, it still depends on the person. It's still a process naman to get to know a person. I mean, hindi naman dahil ready ka mag-settle down. Anyone na lang that comes, siya na. I mean, come on, diba? Hindi naman. Pero, of course, I think now with all my wonderful insights and all my wonderful wisdom, parang, ikaw ba? Have you been in love?
Well, kasi I'm very romantic pa eh. Very fairy tale pa ako sa pagtingin sa pag-ibig eh. Lahat kasi puro unrequited love ako, Chris. Lahat ng minahal ko, hindi ako mahal. So, kaya nung sinasabi mo kanina, you always question yourself, am I enough? Am I not good enough? Hindi ba ako maganda? Hindi ba ako kamahal-mahal? Yun eh. Kaya gusto kong sabihin sa'yo kanina, Casey, kamahal-mahal ka. Mga kapamela, kamahal-mahal po si Casey.
Ikaw din. Alam mo, usually pag ganyan, ikaw talaga ang kailangan mag-work. It doesn't depend on the person. Parang
Yes.
merong something dyan na hindi mo nale-let go at hindi mo napoproseso. Kaya ka ganyan. It doesn't mean na totoo yung naiisip mo. Meron kang hindi nale-let go na minsan di mo alam na affect ka pala. Ganyan kasi yung PA ko. Naalala mo ba si Puff?
Si Puff. Of course.
Ganyan
Hi,
yung lagi.
Puff, I miss
Puff,
you.
diba? Puff, mag-hi ka kay Queen Mela.
Hello, Puff. Alam ko hindi mo pa ako nakikilala bilang Mela.
Namimiss mo na ba si Mela? Naalala mo si Queen Mela ng Simply Casey?
Ayan, natutuwa ako
Iba
kay
na
Puff. Si
tuloy
Puff,
nakapajama siya. Pagpasensyahan nyo na lang. Puff,
naku, okay lang. Hi, Puff! I miss you! Yes! Ito
Ang
na
ganda
ako.
mo daw!
Masaya.
Ang ganda mo na!
Maraming salamat.
Paano ka ba?
Lalong gumanda.
Hindi, Puff. Ito kasi yung kasiyahan. Kasi ito yung totoong ako. Kasi yun yung very important. Oo.
Pero you know what? Yan yung sinasabi ko lagi kay Puff. She's my PA of almost 20 years now. Okay? Ang sabi ko, ano nga ba yung pinag-usapan na? Naguluhan ako. Kasi takot kasi itong mag-commit. Meron French kanina na nangyiligaw dyan. Tapos hindi niya pinansin niya ng 1 year. Pagdating dito, pinuntahan siya, dinedman niya. Nakakaloka. So sabi ko, girl, may something na nangyari sa'yo na hindi mo alam, sobrang naapektuhan ka. Hindi ka ano ba yun, Puff? Sabi ko sa'yo, hindi siya hindi niya inaalaw yung guy na
Mag-open up.
Oo. Parang natatakot siya na magka-control na masyado yung guy sa kanya, sa feelings niya, na hindi na siya makakabalik sa earth. Yung gano'n. So, yun.
So, isa yun sa learning natin.
Trust that they are good men.
Yes. Coming from sa sinabi mo kanina, gusto ko yung sinabi mo na, I think, Puff, kailangan mo tandaan to. Sinabi to ni Casey kanina, don't be afraid to open yourself to people.
Yeah,
kasi
pero
importante yun.
Huwag naman yung parang, ano mo na. Pero yes, there's moments kasi na takot ka. Siguro ito yung mga taong sobrang magmahal. So parang, kailangan minsan may pagkamaldita ka din para maprotektahan mo pa rin yung sarili. Pero nabigyan mo ng chance. Kasi yung mga sobrang bait, mga sobrang magmahal, hindi rin marunong minsan, mag-try. Kasi natatakot tayo na, may mga girls na natatakot mag-fall ng todo-todo. Tapos parang, hindi mo na ma-bring back yung sarili mo. Parang, nahulog ka na sa bangin. Alam mo yung gano'n. So, don't be afraid kasi ang sarap ng feeling ma-in love kahit masaktan ka in the end. Grabe, parang nasa ibang dimension ka. And it's nice to feel that in life din sometimes. And, once they say parang the person you choose is a reflection of where you're at that time.
I like that. Alam mo, dami ko natututunan sa'yo ngayon. Dami ko reflection points, ha?
Ano tayo magsulat ng libro, ha? Grabe. Ano ang meron sa gabing to?
Magsulat ka. I love your insights right now. Kasi parang, it's very human. It's very human na matakot. It's very human na pag nasaktan ka, iiyak ka. It's very human na parang feeling mo you're less of a person, pero hindi worthy ka worthy. Alam mo, ang dami ng tanong ngayon, pero paulit-ulit yung tanong, kamusta daw ang lagay ng puso mo? Ang daming curious.
Grabe, so din ang dami ng sinabi ko, wala ba kayong na-pick up doon?
Feeling ko ang lagay ng puso ni Casey ay very, full of wisdom. Ang dami niyang baon at ang dami niyang bit at overflowing.
May makakayoga ko to Nakakayoga.
At kakaluto.
Sandali lang. Nakikita mo ba yung show on Instagram Live? Si Kitchen Collab.
Yes.
Nagka-cooking show ako bigla na hindi ko na-expect.
Yun nga. How did that happen? I mean, hindi ko na hinagap na parang Casey loves cooking or Casey will cook.
I grew up in a family that loves to cook. As in, kuya ko, lolo ko, lola ko, mommy ko, ganon. And if kung ako tatanungin nyo, I love helping out. I love helping out sa kitchen. Pero I think nung quarantine talaga na-test ang amateur skills ko sa cooking. Kasi I was like, kaya ko to. 5 years akong tumira sa Paris. Alam mo yun, tumira na ako sa Amerika. Wala akong helper doon. Kaya ko to. Pero girl, after like 150 days, nakaka 150 recipes ka ba? Syempre, mauubusan ka, di ba? So, doon nag-start yon na parang sabi ko, ang daming pagkain sa fridge. Nag-panic buying ako sa grocery.
Oo.
Ang problema, hindi ko alam kung anong lulutuin ko. Tapos sobrang naguguluhan na ako, napaparalyze na. Hindi na lang ako nagluto, nag-instant noodles na lang ako. So sobrang na-stress ako. So that's when I started realizing na ang gandang way to learn na parang, alam mo yon na friends mo talaga, tunay na kaibigan mo talaga yung magtuturo sa'yo. And then, syempre, nahiya ako sa friends ko na parang, grabe, sobra yung patience ninyo. Thank you, ha? Kasi kahit sa pag-slice ng ganito, hindi ko alam paano ba yung pag-slice ng ganun. So, na-realize ko, hey, maybe other people are like me. Maybe a lot of people want to learn how to cook in the kitchen. Hindi lang naturuan ng nanay. Or baka, alam mo yun, mag-isa lang din sila like me or gustong magpasikat sa mga partner nila. So, sabi ko, okay, gagawa ako ng IG, Instagram show na sabay-sabay tayong matututong magluto. Kasi kung ako natututo dito sa live, step by step siya. So as long as alam na nila yung ingredients from like a few days before, mapiprepare na nila, edi kung paano lang din yung proseso ko, edi yun na lang din yung gagawin nila at the same time na tinuturuan kami ng friend ko kung sino man yun. So, yun siya. And then, I didn't realize na naka-12 shows na.
Yes, congratulations. That's an achievement, Casey.
Thank you. So, that was nice kasi sanay tayo like network show, diba? So, I didn't see it as a show. I just saw it as a way to talk to someone, a way to spend time. Kasi nga, nung time na yun, mag-isa lang ako. So, it was a way to beat the blues, a way to keep busy, to talk to people. Thank God for internet and technology. You can do anything. And naging show. It suddenly, thousands of people were watching, diba? There's like 3,000 engaged people and about 35,000 people viewing. So parang, okay, wow, parang, okay. And then it just kept going every week. Rine-request na ng mga tao. So nakaluto na ako ng seafood curry, ng chicken adobo, ng paella, ng iba-iba. Merong simple, merong sosyal, merong lutong bahay, merong komplikado, merong madali lang talaga. Si Mamang Poko ang taught minced chicken with lettuce wrap na kid-friendly. Si Doc Ivy, Doc Z, nagturo ng bihon from Singapore. And then, nag-break kami for like 1 week or 2 weeks. And magre-restart ulit ang Kitchen Collabs on September 5. So, meron akong list of guests na pinag-isipan ko na talaga. And lahat nag-agreeing gawin ang Kitchen Collabs. They will teach us how to cook beginning September 5 every Saturday after.
Yes. So, abangan po natin. Yes, of course. My God, I would love to witness that. And thank you for using Threesome to be the vehicle of promoting Kitchen Collab. Gusto kong abangan. Paano kaya itatransform ni Casey? Because I have this friend na tinatransform niya ang delata into de alta. So parang ginagawa niyang social ang delata. Can you do that challenge?
Oo naman, my God, ako ang expert dyan, no?
Ito hypothetical. Total naman nagluluto ka. If your life were to be a dish. If your life were a dish, ano yon? Ano yung magre-represent ng Christina Cassandra Concepcion?
Wow, okay. I would be a I would be a chocolate chili cake.
Oh,
Sweet but
dessert,
spicy. Charot!
sweet but
Diba?
spicy.
Akala mo expected pero unexpected.
At
Parang,
masarap pagsamahin. Masarap pagsamahin ang sweet and spicy.
oo, parang siguro yun ako, yung parang yun na yun. Kung ano yung naiisip ninyo, malamang yun na yun.
I really, really like this conversation. Thank you, Casey. Grabe. Iba yung feeling na nakakausap kita because your experiences matter. Diba? Parang you've lived the world. You've lived the world and people are somehow looking at you na parang ang sarap maging role model ni Casey. When people tell you that, yes, yes.
Wow.
Kasi
No.
I think parang people would think that you're a princess, definitely. But we also see your vulnerability. And that's very, very important to us. To see that you're human, to see that you're someone we can learn from. And you've always shared your life with us. Salamat doon, salamat. Ang dami ko nga natutunan ngayon eh. Kung pwede lang isulat ko lahat. Actually, babalikan ko tong episode na to at isusulat ko yung lahat. And please write the book.
Wow, na-inspire naman ako. Sige. You know, it's nice like this conversation is so nice for me too because I know we've known each other, di ba? Iba yung feeling when you've worked with each other. And I think like now that I get to talk to you, yung mga bitin moments natin sa dressing room na gustong-gusto natin makipag-chikan sa isa't isa tapos biglang call na, biglang on the set, di ba? Parang hindi siya yung venue to chika-chika, biglang titingnan ka na ni Darla na kailangan mo nang bumalik sa set natin. So, I think it's so nice to also, see how generous you are with your guests and to see also na you really are interested in learning about other people and discussing topics. I see yung Melaman mo, like usapang Melaman, di ba? May mga nalalaman nga rin ako sa'yo. Parang, and I think that's where we get along. Like, I like friends who I learn from. I like friends who are not afraid to teach me something and who still respect what you also have to offer. Yung ganon. I really like that about you. And I think some of my best friends are also like that. And it's just so nice to be able to get to know you, Mels. Like, seriously, like, to see you now is also knowing more. It's so nice. Thank you for remembering me. And, diba, for honoring yung time natin together, like, years back. And it feels like, we still have the whole world and the whole, ahead of us. It's so nice. Like, ang galing-galing ng mga katulad mo na they choose who they wanna be and they make it happen. I mean, if I may say, trans women, diba, I'm very, very close. My heart is so, ano yung sinasabi nila, parang sobrang malapit yung puso ko sa trans women. Yeah, and super, like, one of my besties is trans, and also my makeup artist of 10 years is trans woman. And I really have a soft spot for trans women. I really love you guys. And you'll see it naman in the people I surround myself with. But, someone like you who I've known, who I knew and worked with before, you're still the same intelligent. You always struck me, as like a really intelligent person with so much to say and opinions that matter. So thanks for doing the show and for doing this, being really active online and not being afraid to do that, not being afraid to have conversations with the people in your life.
Yes, because I've learned that fear is actually the opposite of love. If you're afraid to do something, then it would hold you back. But it would cage you. Parang it would serve as parang something that is like a chain that
Yeah.
you feel like you cannot do anything. And now that I'm talking to you, kanina kasi kinakabahan ako, sabi ko, will I be able to ask the right questions? Yun yung
Of
nasa
course,
back of
ano ba ba?
yun yung tanong ko na parang ma-offend ko ba siya? Yun yung mga takot ko every time I do this. But I think the key really is, sabi mo nga kanina, we learn something from each other. So listening is key.
Yeah.
Diba? Listening will always be key to learning.
Hello girl, dati ikaw pa nga yung nag-guide sa akin kung ano yung tatanungin ko sa mga guests natin, no? So, diba? Iba kasi yung bonding pag ganun eh. And, you know, you feel it like yung mga katulad ko na nag-guest and yung mga viewers din, nafe-feel nila pag interested talaga yung hosts na nakakausap nila.
Totoo.
And first threesome ko to.
Ah! Salamat kasi sa akin ka nakipag-threesome. Salamat, 'di ba? Honor 'to. Ang daming kumbaga umaasa na maka-threesome si Casey Concepcion. At ito yung pagkakataon. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina, iniisip ko, what would be the perfect title for Casey's book? I think siguro Casey's Truth.
Oh.
Casey's Truth. Kasi iba yun eh. Yes, oo, 'di ba? Parang iba yung parang alam ko na meron kang pinanggagalingan at alam mo kung meron kang pinagmumulan. And minsan kumbaga nararamdaman namin na parang you choose to be silent, but your silence also says something. Right? Parang it's so powerful that I love listening to your silence. When you're quiet, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I'm quiet a lot. For a host, I'm quiet a lot in my private time. I think I always ask, did I do well enough? Diba? Parang, how was today? Was my day okay? You know, I always I don't know why I'm like that. Parang, I just wanna make sure that I make the most and that I didn't waste anybody's time. And parang, I respect people's time. Parang, I really like when somebody calls and spends time to talk. I really like when somebody bothers to ask, how are you? Because it means they're willing to share their time. So I think it's more of that, like, I remember the people I talked to that day. I remember, yung ganun lang. I'm quiet a lot during my private time. That's why when I'm with my friends, I need friends then who have opinions and who like to, yung may sariling, yung wonder nila, yung wonder and pagwa-wonder nila sa world. Parang masaya rin kasama yung mga ganun na hindi ka mapapressure na dapat laging ikaw. Kasi I also, as much as I like to lead, I also like to follow. And it's nice if people, that's the girl in me. Like, parang, look at Michelle Obama. She respects her husband so much. And yet, this is the one that really, yeah. So I think, I really enjoy this conversation with you. And as much as you're thanking me for my time, thank you for your time and for putting me here. Everybody's here. I don't know how many we are here, pero everyone na nandito nanonood, nakikinig sa conversation, sana may natutunan kayo and sana, 'di ba, natutuwa kayo sa mga kalokohan namin ni Mela na parang ngayon nyo lang nakikita yung slight. Kasi dati sa backstage talaga, kung ano-ano na lang, parang bitin na bitin talaga ako sa mga conversation ko with her. Kasi parang pag siya yung writer, parang, oh Mela, ikaw yung writer ko today. Oh, ano na, anong balita? Anong update mo? Ilan kayo na? You were like 3 writers ba or something?
Yes. Mark, Beb, Bernice, ako. And of course, Patch. Patch wants to say hi pala. Yes, Miss Patch wants to say hi.
The Simply Casey team, the Buzz, the Bass, Simply Casey team was so special to me kasi yun talaga yung first morning show ko. Like, sobrang special yun sa akin. Kaya kayong lahat sobrang special sa akin.
At
Mag-reunion
especially,
pa tayo. Ano ba
yes,
yan?
wait, gawin natin yan after the pandemic. Lord, sana po. That's one of my prayers. Sabi ko, Lord, sana po magkaroon kami ng pagkakataon na matapos na to because I miss everyone. Diba? If
Yeah.
there's one thing I miss meeting people. I miss hugging people. You know how touchy I am. And you're very touchy as well. You
Hey,
value the
congratulations pala to your sister. Naging lawyer na attorney na siya ngayon, di ba?
yes. And my
Galing.
sister's heart kilig, sabi nila kanina, please tell Casey, mahal namin siya. Mahal ka ng pamilya ko.
I love you! Ang sweet niya, galing ako. It means a lot.
Yes. Ito, Case, looking forward, aspirations. What do you still want to do? What are you hoping of doing?
Honestly, I want to learn more about business. I want to learn more about retail. I get a high kapag retail ang pinag-uusapan. Parang,
Really?
yeah, I don't know why. Tutuwa ako. Siguro sa many years of endorsements ko. I mean, many years na nag-endorse ako ng brand. Parang nakita ko yung magic dun sa ganon. And then parang sabi ko, ooh, di ba, what if parang one day may mga products ako, tapos ganon. Yun, isa sa mga sa career ko yun talaga. And of course, like, I would love to be able to continue with my kitchen collabs and see where that brings us. And, you know, Casey's Closet is there. It's sold out every weekend, every time we release new batches of pre-loved clothes. And kung dumadami yung community talaga, lumalaki yung community sa mga platforms. So, I think it's more of just, to keep evolving. And then, syempre sa personal life ko, I hope na makabuild ako ng beach house. I hope na meron akong family and mga yung family na sa akin talaga, and may mga mini cases na tumatakbo-takbo. Wow! Ganun na talaga yun. Na parang, alam mo yan, parang, I don't know, as a girl, I feel like, ano lang, parang, I just want to have not an Instagrammable life, but just more of have that charmed life, you know, that makes you forget about problems. Kasi minsan yung personal life mo pa yung problematic, di ba? So my hope is to have a personal life that really yung light talaga, and parang prayer ko talaga yun na parang I can find the right person for me that really will build a nice life with me. Wow.
And I am praying with you. I am
And
praying
you?
with you.
Oh my gosh. The moment talaga. May type ka ba?
May
Wala
type.
ka ba?
Meron ako. Dati, kumbaga parang ngayon kasi mahalaga sa akin ang conversations.
Yeah,
It's very important. Kumbaga parang, I discovered through travels because I date outside of the Philippines. Hello po sa tatay ko na nanonood.
Supported naman yung daddy mo. Yan mo na.
Oh, tama. So, with the guys I've met outside of the Philippines, I think I've learned that conversations are very important.
Super. Oh my gosh.
Parang you may be the most handsome guy in the universe, but if you don't have something to offer and I cannot learn from you, wala eh. Wala yung interest, wala yung connection.
Yeah.
So, important yun.
Talaga, may mga tao na gusto nila tahimik lang, magtitinginan lang sila, makikiramdam lang sila sa isa't isa. And I think I'm not really like that, but I like to just have nice conversations and talk about things and any excuse to stay awake with you. You see me, I sleep there, but then the heating may be down again. Say goodnight and go. Nag-Ariana Grande.
I miss you singing. Kanina bago magsimula yung show, alam mo kung ano kinakanta ko?
Ano?
Magandang umaga. Our theme song, yung Magandang umaga, ikaw pala'y masarap ang tulog, kamusta ka naman? I wrote that song. You
Yes,
wrote that song.
wrote that song. Yun, exactly. Yung song na yun talaga parang, kailan ba tayo huling nakita, diba? Parang kahapon lang, anong mga pagbabago sa'yo? Libre ako, baka gusto mong mag-usap tayo. Usap tayo, walang pumipigil sa atin. Usap tayo, kaibigan natin ang simoy ng hangin. Usap tayo, kahit na medyo dumilim. Kung ano man ang trip mo, pag-usapan
Pag-usapan
natin.
natin. I love you. I love you. I wish that you have that person who would really not offer you the world, but who would bring out the best in you. Yun yung natutunan ko last week with my conversation with VP Lenny. Sabi niya, pag humanap kayo ng partner, someone who would bring out the best in you and who would let you grow as a person. And that's my wish for you. Kasi feeling ko pag nagka-little kissy ka, marami kang mai-offer sa mga anak mo when you become a
Wow!
mother yourself.
Anak na agad pinag-uusapan. Pero
Yes!
thank
And you
you.
said that, oh, gusto mo ng mga little Caseys.
Yeah, diba? I mean, I think ganun naman. Pero, thank you. No one's, again, one of the things I learned also pagdating sa love life, parang give way for mistakes. Kasi if you are too afraid to be hurt, parang you put the guy on a pedestal so much so that it might pressure him. So just, parang dapat lang din, hindi ka naman perfect so huwag mo expect na perfect din yung lalaki. Pero they say, kaya mo ba? Kung ano man ang shortcomings niya, normal lang magka-shortcomings. Pero kung ano man yung shortcomings niya, kaya mo ba? Okay ba sa'yo yun? Kasi hindi ka pwedeng maghanap ng perfect guy. Pero kung ano man yung hindi perfect about that person, kaya mo ba? Yun ang kailangan nating sagutin.
Tama. Kasi 'di ba parang it's about the person and you are accepting that person flaws and all.
Yeah. Saya
Being
diba?
Yes.
O yun.
Yes.
Dapat tama lang yung timpla. Parang recipe lang yan. Dapat parang alam mo yun, as time goes by, pa-perfectin mo yung timpla niya hanggang makuha niyo na yung tamang timpla. And then sa umpisa, akala mo hindi masarap, yun pala, napakasarap. Ganon. Dapat ganon yung mangyari. Parang, you let time, lutuin mo lang yan. You let time na mag-brew. You let time. Di ba, minsan may mga dish pa nga na parang habang pinapatagal, lalong sumasarap. Tarush!
Gusto ko yun. Time is everything. Time is everything. And yes. And kumbaga parang yung time kasi yun yung dun mo natututunan yung process, dun mo natututunan yung pagkatao ng tao, dun mo na-discover lahat, and time will tell.
Yun talaga. That's really
My last question is this. 10 years from now, because 10 years ang gap natin, 10 years from now, if we are to do this again, and if you are to look back, what would you tell Casey of today? And how do you want that Casey 10 years from now to be?
Ooh. Simply Casey. I would say, kasi I was having so much fun then talaga. I would say don't lose that spark. Don't lose that playfulness. Don't lose that excitement for life no matter what. You will get over it. It will pass and you will be ay, ang daming nangyari nung time na yun. Ang daming nangyari nung time ng Simply Casey that sometimes parang, who would I be kung hindi nangyari yun? Hindi ko ma-imagine. So, I'm so happy that I always had this playful spirit about me up to now. And I think it's fun. That makes it fun and it makes you forget to take things too seriously sometimes, And I would say 10 years from now, the same thing. Like, don't lose that playfulness about you. And surround yourself with people that bring that out of you. Like you said, that bring out the best. It's not just with lovers, it's also with friends and even family, which is harder. But because there's a choice with friends, with family, not always. So, surround yourself with the people that really bring out not just parang who can also see the good that you can be. Kasi we are not always at our best eh. And some people judge us from what's now. So thank you very much, candidate number 18.
And that's your truth. That's your truth. And I know that will still be the free-spirited Katie that we've always known.
Yeah,
You, you, you
there was an article that called me more gypsy than princess before. And I think that's really quite
do you
true.
like that? Do you like that?
It's really quite true. I think that there's something about me that is naughty and that just really likes to play. Because I do take life seriously. I take people seriously, but I think there's also a side to me that just wants to like have a good time. You know what I mean?
And it's always good to have that balance. To be serious yet to be playful.
Yeah. Exactly.
Kung pwede lang ako mag-follow up, if there's one lesson, looking forward, if you are to be a mother in the future, and I'm sure you will be a great, great mother,
Ooh.
what is the most important lesson that you would tell them?
Oh, I'm not even there yet, but I would say be a good friend. What can you do for others? But also when somebody is not nice to them, I'll teach them to fight, because it's not good to always accept and sacrifice your comfort for someone else's. I think I did that way too much before.
And thank you so much for being so open, for being so intimate, for being so personal and bold to us tonight, Christina Cassandra Concepcion.
Thanks, Queen Mela. You know what? Sobrang bitin na naman ako. Pero it was really, really nice to have you all to myself for about an hour and a little bit more. So thank you. This is so much better than, talking, seeing it, conversations behind the scenes, the dressing room. And it's
Yeah.
really so nice to meet you. Although I've known you, I know there's still a lot to discover about you. So thank you for doing this and having conversations with people like me. I love you and I really, really support you, and I really want you to bloom and have an amazing time being you.
And you've helped me blossom. Always remember that the teenage Mela will always look up to Christina Cassandra Cookie Concepcion. Ikaw yon. Ikaw talaga yung tinitignan ko sa human billboard at sinasabi ko, grabe tong babaeng to. Sabi mo kanina pala, you want to be on retail. Tapos sabi ko, oh my God, alam mo ba si Casey ang unang nagpa-like sa atin on Facebook sa pamamagitan ng Palmolive? Remember, you were the first one. Ikaw yung iconic na nagsasabing like us on Facebook. Can you do that now? Ikaw yung unang-unang tumatak sa akin na nagpa-like ng Facebook.
Anong gusto mo sabihin ko?
Like us on Facebook.
Like us on Facebook and have a great hair.
Yes, have a great hair day.
Ngayon, with Palmolive Expertique. Love your hair like you love your skin.
I love it. I love it. I know you are the Palmolive girl, and you know that I am the Pantene girl, but we shampoo girls love our hair even more.
Yeah, we do. Love your hair.
Sa mga kapamela natin, you enjoyed the hour, actually more than an hour that Casey and I have been together. This was a good catch up. Can I book a date with you when
Of
this ends?
course. Of course. Kailan? Nandito ako sa probinsya.
Pupuntahan
Yeah.
kita at nakakapuntahan kita at
Mela.
magchikahan.
Yes,
Yeah.
grabe. Itong feeling na to, ang saya. Ang saya ko. Ang saya ko. Thank you for having me.
At pinasaya mo rin ako. Again, from the bottom of my heart, maraming salamat, Casey Concepcion.
Mahigpit na yakap. Ang sarap mag-hug.
Mahigpit na yakap sa'yo. At sa lahat ng ating mga kapamela, alam ko na kayo rin ay kaisa namin. Katulad kayo ni Casey, nagmamahal, umaasang mahalin, nangangarap na magandang buhay. At sana patuloy nating dalhin yung pag-asa na yon, because Casey said a while ago, yes, we will be hurt. Yes, we will cry. Yes, we will have that greatest heartaches in our life. But may those heartaches lead us to becoming mature. More importantly, lead us to discovering that love is more than the hurt. And may it allow us to grow and be our best selves. And on that note, magandang gabi po mga kapamela. Hanggang sa susunod na threesome, ako po si Miss Mela. Next week, isa na namang simpleng kwentuhan, usapang melaman. Kasama ako, ikaw, at siya. Ngayong gabi, it is Miss Casey Concepcion. Thank you,
Galing
Casey.
talaga. Yan ka talaga.
Good night, everyone. Kami po yung mag-broadcast na. Love you.